Hello Aries, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aries is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Okay. And if there's anything you need me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. All right. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And wow, look at that. 6 of Cups right out of the gate. This is beauty and harmony and pleasure. This is really a great feeling. This is the kind of card where you just love to be where you are. You love the people around you. You love the work that you're doing. Everybody's getting along. This is a lot of joy in our interactions with other people, right? This is us fulfilling the need we have to really create love and joy and beauty in our lives. This is nice. Let's put it into some context, though, because then we've got an 8 of Cups. But see, to me, I kind of feel, we've got the Emperor. Got to ring the bell. That's your power card. That is the Emperor. This is the card that rules Aries. So we have your power card, and that is very nice. Let's continue here. We got another 6. And we've got quite a few court cards too. This is pretty good. It seems pretty balanced so far. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. We're just going to set it over here. We're going to put our Frankenstein's monster duck, which we still need a name for that duck. We're going to put it right there. And Aries, don't even ask. We're not going to look at that card until the end. Okay. We're going to see if it'll tie everything together. If it'll give us the confirmation, right? Reveal the mystery. But if at any point in the reading you get an idea, a sense, a feeling of what that card is, I want you to put your prediction in the comments section. Okay. Trying to see if we can collectively raise our vibrations, tap into spirit, tap into source. Let's start discerning this mystery card, well, together. Okay. But first, let's take a look around the room. We've got major. So we got 2 majors. That's good. As far as fire goes, we see most of the fire here at the end here, which I like. I like that fire being at the end there. It's kind of like we've got the Emperor Aries energy here in potential, and then here we've got it activated. So this is kind of your power card too, right? We have cardinal fire for Aries, Emperor. We've got cardinal fire, fire on fire with the Knight of Wands at the end. So we're taking your archetype and we're activating, and this is really beautiful, you know. So we have that fire. We have our water here and here. We have our air here and here. Okay, and then we've got some earth energy down here. So with the 6 of Cups, this is where we'll start. 6 of Cups, pleasure. I think that you are someone who feels the best when everybody around you is working together, getting along, and there's this kind of mutual joy and happiness. You know, it's the kind of day where you can just look around the room and you just think, man, this is great. You know? And I think you really thrive in that kind of environment. That's really kind of what you want. That makes you feel good when everybody is just working together, everybody's happy, everybody's getting along. You know? That's real pleasure for you. Now, where this might be taking place could be a work thing. Right? We have the 6 of Pentacles down here in this position, which is kind of showing that you would like to have this feeling with this group of people, right? So there's this this Eight of Cups that's kind of in the way here. And it seems that there's something that might be blocking this feeling right now, right? That we kind of have to, well, I mean, if you, just looking at the fire energy at the beginning and then the fire energy at the end to get the kind of environment that, to get the experience that we want, it's almost like we've got to step up and do something because this party is kind of going down the toilet. You know what I mean? The Eight of Cups here, the water's draining out of it. So you're somebody that really does thrive in this kind of situation. But right now, it seems like the party is kind of dwindling down. We need to do something to liven it back up. Yeah. And this really could be the kind of party that's going on within you, right? It doesn't necessarily need to be all these other people, though we have a few court cards here, so it tells me that there are other people in your life, right, that this is affecting. But it's almost like we're starting to lose this kind of pleasure, and it's almost like we need something to renew the energy of this situation. Because we're starting to feel maybe a little bit bored with it, maybe that there is the enthusiasm that we once felt. It's kind of leaving us a little bit now, you know. And I don't know why this is. It could be that there is a little bit of friction with someone else. We see two princesses here, Princess of Swords, Princess of Cups. So to me, this is, well, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, because we have the air and water kind of duality here, right? I wonder if we're starting to lose a little bit of the feeling that this is where we're supposed to be, right? If we're falling kind of from a 6 to an 8, or we're in an 8, we're trying to get back to a 6, you know, there might be this feeling like, is this really what I meant to do, right? It could be that intellectually you're thinking, well, this is what I've committed to, this is where I'm at. Why doesn't it feel right? Yeah. Why doesn't it feel like this is where I'm supposed to be? Why is my thinking and my feeling incongruent? Right? So I think that there's a debate going on within you. Here's the Two of Swords up at the top. You're somebody that really does like to have a clear plan, right? You're not just you're not all over the place doing whatever. You like to kind of know where you're headed and what the next move is, okay? So I feel as if you're contemplating a big change in your life, that we're just kind of feeling like right now I'm going between a 6 and an 8. Some days this feels like, yes, this is exactly where I need to be. Other days it kind of feels like maybe I'm supposed to be doing something else. Yeah. So I kind of feel as if we're trying to think about it. We're trying to reason that out. Would I be happier over there? What would happen if I made that move? What would happen if I made that move? Okay. It's hard to predict how you're going to feel, but I think it's a good exercise. Right? Imagine yourself in any of these alternative scenarios. How does your heart feel? Right? Because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the heart and the mind, the thinking and the feeling to be congruent, to be in unison. Right? I think this is what I want to do. I'm going to go ahead and make a plan. I'm going to start doing it. Yeah, it feels good. It feels right. When it stops feeling right, that's when we might need to course correct. And I think right now we're in the in-between. Maybe it's starting to not quite feel right anymore. Okay? So this to me is an infinite moment in time. It's an eternal moment for you between the archetype and the activation. Right? Between the 6 and the 8. It's that infinite moment where you're trying to, you're kind of in mid stride, let's say. Okay, I think you've already got a foot in the air and you're already kind of going forward. And this is that moment where you pause the VCR. Yeah, I used to have a VCR. You pause the DVD or the YouTube video, and the person's just kind of in mid-stride. And this is where then, we kind of stop and think, well, what should we do? Because you're in movement. We can't stop time and do something else in theory. It kind of has to be all in as part of this flow. Okay, so the split between the archetype and the activation really is not there. You're living your life. You're doing your thing, whatever this current situation is that you're involved with, which I feel is kind of a work thing or a business thing. All right, it's almost like we've stopped the VCR and we're trying to say, okay, what should I really be doing? Let's look at it more closely and see, how do I really feel about this? See, if you're considering a change, we have to decide if this change is going to harmonize your heart, if it's going to be a change, a choice, an option that resonates with you, resonates with yourself, right? But one that also resonates with your environment. We have to think kind of ecologically here. So we have the Princess of Cups in the environment. And it seems to me like that's also what we're trying to think about. How is our decision if we make choice A or B or C or however many choices you have on your plate right now? If we make any one of those choices, how is that going to affect not only my own well-being, my own sense of happiness and purpose and destiny, my own pleasure, my heart, right? Is my heart going to be in it? Is it going to feel right? But how is it going to affect other people in my life? How's it going to affect maybe my family unit, my friend group, my co-worker group, right? Whatever this group is, that's designated by the Six of Pentacles here. Now, the one thing I want to point out, and this is very, very crucial here, because we see the moon in a lot of places, that these options that you have, see, this is the moon in Libra. We've got the moon in Taurus. We've got the moon in Aquarius here. This is not an intellectual decision. It's not a rationalization. We're not making a pros and cons list and say, okay, well, according to my calculations, I should do this option. We need to think about it. We need to envision. We need to picture. We need to kind of go through the scenario. Well, if I went with option A, what would it be like? How would I feel? What would be the ripple effect? What would be the ramifications? It's an intuitive process. It's something that we have to kind of feel. We have to allow ourselves to feel this particular option and then do that for all of the options, right? Hopefully there's not too many. It would take a long time. But I think you're somebody that does that, and you know what I'm talking about. This is the Two of Swords that's at the top of the path of the dove. This is something that you're trying to work on right now. This is what you're looking toward as your method of operation, okay? And beneath everything, of course, we've got the lust or strength card. And this energy here is your ability to really, really commit to something. If you feel this kind of passionate, if you feel the heart of it, right? If we've got this Six of Cups feeling, and you're activating your Aries archetype, right? Basically, what I'm thinking is this Leo energy, this is the lust or strength card, fixed fire energy. This fixed fire, right, is what happens when we take your Aries archetype and you add in this certainty, this feeling of this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. It just feels right. Okay. Then you get this ability to commit to it, to stay in this for the long haul. You will stick with something forever if it has that Six of Cups feeling. Right? You have this ability to fix yourself in a situation, in a path, in a choice, in a commitment, in a company, in a relationship, whatever it is, as long as it has that kind of Six of Cups feeling to it, right? So you're someone that you don't give up easily. And even if there are challenges, which is kind of the situation right now, where we're kind of fluctuating between these two. Some days it feels perfect and wonderful. Other days it feels like I'm really in the wrong place. You're not just abandoning it, right? You're fixed in this situation until you do this kind of intuitive exercise, this internal work, to figure out if you need to switch things up, if you need to pivot, right? If you need to course correct. So we've got the two princesses here, heart and mind, kind of envisioning new things, seeing what would life be like if I did option A, B, C, whatever. Okay. And with the Princess of Swords, this is part of us that's kind of defensive, and this is a good skepticism, because this is the card that says, hey, the grass isn't greener on the other side, right? You may be thinking, well, I'm in a bit of a down energy now, so maybe if I switched and I started working over there, I'd feel better. Things would be better. Maybe that path is more right for me. Well, this is the card that says, well, let's be careful, because it may seem like that's the case, but it's not always the case. Okay, it may seem like if you made a big change and you went over there and started working in that department or with that company, or you got in that relationship, that you would feel better, that it would be more harmonious, that you would resonate with it more, and that would solve all the problems. But you may find yourself right back here where we start to now get into that Eight of Cups, and then we have the same kind of problem. So this is a little bit of that skepticism, that little bit of self-check, that we need. And that's going to move us to the path of the serpent, I think. And we've got this intuitive moon in Taurus, 6 of Pentacles. I think you are somebody, like I said, who feels good when there is harmony and balance and resonance, and everybody seems to be enjoying themselves. Everybody seems to be getting along. Everybody is kind of resonating with everyone else, right? It creates this kind of magic environment, And I think this means that when something is out of place, when there's maybe one person that's not quite harmonizing with the group, you feel that. It affects things. And that could be what you're experiencing now. It could be there's one element here that's not kind of working as a group. That's not part of the whole. Is there kind of an odd person out? Is there somebody that really doesn't want to be part of the group? Doesn't fit in well with the group? Seems like they don't want to be there, right? Is this person you? It could be. It could be. You're somebody that puts in the effort to make everybody feel welcome. You're very, very cooperative kind of person, right? I think that's high on your kind of priorities. And I think that you're sensitive to the energies that are coming from others around you, right? So if you're in a group and somebody's throwing out some bad vibes, that gives you some bad vibes, right? And we need to fix that. Whether that means you are leaving the situation, or that person is leaving, or we have to have a conversation, or we have to figure things out, whatever the options are, right? I think that's what's going on here. It feels to me like it's a work thing, okay? And I think that with the Princess of Cups too, there are some new feelings that are kind of going on here. And I think one of them, like I have been saying, is you feeling that you're kind of losing this harmony or this pleasure in the situation that you're in, and that's why we're kind of exploring other options, right? But I feel like this is also in the environment. This could be another person in the environment, another member of this group, perhaps. And I wonder if they are kind of, if they're feeling left out almost, or if they're feeling like they're not heard necessarily, but they're not being felt, like they're just not they want to connect with the group, but for some reason they feel like the odd person out. Like I said, they're not connecting. They want to, but it's almost as if there's not a lot of common ground, almost as if there's no common interests. There's really nothing to share, So I feel like there is one person, and maybe that person is you. I don't know. It could be. Okay, it could be. But just this feeling like there's a desire to connect. I want to be part of the group, but I feel like the group doesn't like me. Right? That's what I'm feeling here with the princess. And it could very well be that this person is you. Okay, it could be exactly kind of describing this, what we're feeling here. We want to be part of the Six of Cups, but we're just kind of feeling Eight of Cups. We feel almost rejected. This could be another person in the group. I'm not too sure right now. Okay, I'm not sure if this is somebody else, and that's kind of throwing a bit of a black cloud over the entire situation, and that's what you're feeling. Okay, it could be that. Now, I did want to mention with the Emperor energy in the recent past, I feel like this is a situation where you're kind of in charge. I don't know if you're the boss, if you're the supervisor, manager, maybe you're the business owner, maybe you're the head of the family, maybe you're the breadwinner, maybe you are the lead on this project or something like that, right? So there is this feeling that I'm getting that it's kind of your responsibility to fix this in some way, okay? Now, the obstacle seems to be the communication. Here is the Seven of Swords. Now, Seven of Swords, we have to do an inspirational card. I love these cards. This might give us a clue about how to free up this communication blockage. I can hear my cat communicating with me in the background there. Rebirth and new beginnings. New beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. So that's kind of an eerie coincidence there, because maybe that, and the tarot's not going to tell you what to do. I'm sure not going to tell you what to do. The Botanical Inspiration card may be telling you what to do. Well, it's trying to let you know that that sometimes, an ending and a new beginning is what we need. Right? Sometimes that is the case. We can't just have a reading like this and say, it's telling you that you just need to stay where you are and fix it. Right? Well, you might hear that a lot from other, but that's not always the case. Sometimes staying here and fixing it is not what we need to do. But that is something that your intuition, your soul and spirit, your connection with yourself has to make that decision. Right? Your ego, your superego, has to make that decision and take those actions. And again, I think we're in that moment where we're trying to activate that decision, and this is that infinite moment, maybe a split-second decision. We're trying to sort all this out and take action. Okay, but with the Seven of Swords, there is a communication blockage. There is, I think, a difficulty for you making the decision. There's a lot of factors here. So this is a card that says, look, don't overthink it, because we're just going to continue to be distracted. Where maybe I think I have the answer, but then you hear some other thought, some other voice, some other bit of data, and you think, oh well, wait, maybe I should rethink that one. We're getting distracted from our decision, and maybe this Ace of Swords right there in the middle, maybe that is the moon in Aquarius energy, that intuitive progress. Intuitively, you know what the right course of action is, but we're getting distracted by these like what ifs or maybes or yes but, right? And that's because we don't feel yet the harmony of our thinking and our feeling. There's no congruence, right? There's no exact overlap of our heart and our mind. So that's what we see here, though, at the end. And I think if we can tap into the intuition and really feel what it is that our soul is, where are we being kind of pushed, then we can activate that decision. And here we have the activation of your power with the Knight of Wands. And this, to me, is, in your case, I don't always say this about the Knight of Wands, but since this is your power energy activated, I think it applies here. This is the perfect harmony of heart and mind, conscious and unconscious. This is your ego trusting trusting your body, basically, right? This is you consciously as the rider, right? And you're holding the reins, you're holding the wand, you are looking where you're going, but you have to trust the horse, right? I think that's a big part. Now, I've never ridden horses, but I've seen enough movies. You have to trust the horse. There has to be a kind of union between horse and rider. If the horse wants to go one way, the rider's thinking something else, it's just disjointed, it's out of phase, out of sync, there's no harmony. You've got to connect with that horse. And that horse is your unconscious. That horse is your body. That horse is your feelings, right? And that we need to trust in that connection, in that unity. Right? And then we're just, unstoppable creative force right here. Okay? And I think this is very important. I think this is the activation of your energy. And it is something, I feel, it's kind of something that is taking place in an instant with you. You know, it's not some long, drawn-out process. And I think this is important because, you know, you're Aries, right? You're that kind of cardinal fire. Stereotyped into this impulsive, never finishes anything, just kind of reacts to things, likes to start things, likes to just jump in haphazardly to everything and doesn't think things through. But that's not you at all, is it? That's not you at all. I think that a lot goes on behind the scenes, even on an unconscious level with you, that by the time someone sees you doing something, you've already done all of this work. That's why this is happening in an instant. Okay? Because it's suddenly, and people will probably say, wow, they just, out of nowhere, made this decision. Well, it wasn't out of nowhere. That's a mistake. That's a mistake because people can't see what's going on underneath the surface, right? Behind the scenes. So I think it may appear impulsive. It may appear like you are just jumping into something recklessly, but that's not the case. I think you're doing all of this work, even if it's taking place unconsciously or in an instant, or if you've been spending a lot of time kind of figuring this out before we initiate anything. But at the end of it all, you will have this unity between horse and rider. And this is going to take you to your future, to what is meant for you, right? Even if it's a new beginning, which it may be, right? We have to be open to the possibilities here. Be open to what your intuition is telling you. Let's look at the mystery card. This is the fun part. This is where I'm going to ask you to try to connect with these images, connect with these energies. Let's see if we can predict this card together. Okay? Now, I have an idea of what I want, which is exactly what you want, right? You want these cups, again, you want this to be reestablished, right? You want this harmony back, but maybe we don't want another 6, because a 6 is, yeah, it's right in the middle. It's the balance. It's the harmony, but it's very easy for a 6 to kind of go out of phase, right? It's just kind of teetering right on the top. What we want is something solid. We want is maybe a 10 of cups, right? Or a 10 of pentacles even. Something that is literally solid, right? Something that is manifested, actualized, realized. So I'm going to go with a 10 of either air or earth. I mean, not air, water or earth. Cups or pentacles. See, I was thinking in my mind a 10 of swords because that was showing me the resolution of the 2, the 7, and the princess of swords here. So in the back of my mind, I kind of was thinking, would a 10 of swords work here? It would. But I think we need more than that. right? I think we need more than just kind of seeing the pieces of the puzzle fit together, because I feel like that should be in the middle here. I want to see what comes after we take action. Yeah, so that's why in that moment I rejected the Ten of Swords. I ended up saying it anyway. I'm thinking Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. Okay, let's see what it is. Yeah, I would be scared if it was the Ten of Swords. No, it's the Ten of Cups. It's the Ten of Cups. This is the picture-perfect best life. This is the absolute joy that's not going anywhere, right? This is now fulfilling the path. This is you even years down the road thinking, gosh, I made the right decision. Right? This is so good, right? We take that Six of Cups, the beauty, the harmony, the pleasure, right? And now we really are solidifying it. We're really grounding it, because the 10 is all about grounding things, right? It's the final number in the sequence. So it's the picture-perfect happiness. This is you living your best life and really enjoying it. Picture-perfect happiness, right? So you will make the right decision here. I have no doubt about it. And it will lead you to your utmost happiness, true happiness. Perfect happiness. Right. Now we are going to do an extended reading, Aries. If you want to stick around, click on the link in the corner. All right. That'll give you access to all of the extended readings, not just Aries, but for every sign. You can cross-watch. You can check your other placements, which I would recommend. Okay. New readings for Aries, typically Mondays and Fridays. Okay. I want to thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I love you, and we're all in this together.